Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at the top 5 best desktop CPUs. Now as you guys know, we're going to have a couple of categories, the first being the best budget CPU, which does apply for gaming. The second one being the best for 3D modeling, and in this category we're going to have two CPUs. The first one being the best budget CPU for 3D modeling, and the second one being the overall best for 3D modeling. The category is based on the best overall CPU for gaming. The bonus category is basically the best APU. Now if you guys don't know what an APU is, it's just like a CPU, which means Central Processing Unit. An APU basically means Accelerated Processing Unit, which basically has a CPU die and a GPU die, whereas a normal CPU has only a CPU die. Or you can say it has integrated graphics. So without further ado, let's get started. So the best budget gaming CPU is the AMD Ryzen 5 2600, which retails on Amazon for $143 at the time of making this video. Please note I will have all the links to these CPUs in the description. The AMD Ryzen 5 2600 is a 64-bit 6-core 12-thread desktop microprocessor introduced by AMD in early 2018. It has a 12nm process based on the Zen Plus microarchitecture. This processor operates at 3.4 GHz with a TDP of 65 watts and a boost frequency of up to 3.9 GHz. It comes with support for DDR4 memory and PCIe Gen 4. Oh, by the way, the socket it uses is AM4. For number 2, we have the best budget CPU for 3D modeling, which is the AMD Ryzen 7 3800 XT. The AMD Ryzen 7 3800 XT arrives exactly 1 year after the rest of the AMD Ryzen 3000 lineup, bringing it with a refined 7nm Zen 2 architecture and greater single-core performance at the same price, though without an included CPU cooler. It is an unlocked CPU, which means you can overclock it. It has 8 cores and 16 threads at a whopping 3.9 GHz. It also uses the AM4 socket with a TDP of 105 watts and support for DDR4 RAM and PCIe Gen 4. And now it's time for the big boy. Say hello to the AMD Ryzen Threadripper 3990X. This is the best, and I mean the best CPU there is for 3D modeling. With 64 cores, 128 threads, and a base clock of 2.9 GHz with a boost clock of 4.3 GHz. This processor is an absolute beast when it comes to 3D modeling and 3D rendering. It also has support for PCIe Gen 4 and DDR4 RAM. It uses the STRX4 socket with a TDP of 280 watts. Now just to put this into perspective, the Ryzen 7 3800 XT has 8 cores and 16 threads, so it would take 8 of these CPUs to make up for the Threadripper's core count. Oh yeah, just in case you didn't know, you'd have to have $3,500 to buy this thing. And for number 4, you guys probably already know this one. The Intel Core i9-9900K is the best gaming processor on the market. With Intel Turbo Boost Max 3.0 technology, the maximum turbo frequency this processor can achieve is 5 GHz. Additionally, this processor features 8 cores with 16 threads in an LGA 1151 socket. It has support for PCIe Gen 4 and DDR4 RAM with a TDP of 95 watts. This processor has Intel's Coffee Lake microarchitecture and is manufactured on Intel's 3rd generation enhanced 14nm process. It retails around $400. And for the bonus round, we have the AMD Ryzen 5 3600. The AMD Ryzen 5 3600 is the latest and greatest APU on the market. It retails on Amazon for $233. The AMD Ryzen 5 3600 is a 64-bit 6-core 12-thread desktop microprocessor introduced by AMD in early 2018. It has a 12nm process based on the Zen 2 microarchitecture. This processor operates at 3.6 GHz with a TDP of 65 watts and a boost frequency frequency of up to 4.2 GHz. It comes with support for DDR4 memory and PCI Gen 4 all along with the same AM4 socket. Alright guys, that's all for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you guys really appreciate all the work that I'm putting into making videos like these, then be sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and don't forget to drop a like.